Good morning, children. So 48 members, 48 students have joined already. So I was waiting for all the others to join. So already the class is delayed. Class is delayed for 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So the last class we have discussed about the type of chemical reaction. Type of chemical reaction, like we have discussed chemical combination, then chemical decomposition. Then we have discussed about the different type of chemical decomposition, that is photochemical reaction, electrochemical reaction, then thermal decomposition. All these we have already studied. So the next part of the lesson we are going to study about the next two. Understood? So next two we are going to study, that is chemical displacement and chemical double displacement reaction we are going to study. Apart from that, we are going to study about redox reaction. After that, redox reaction. Lastly, we are going to study about rancidity and one more, that is corrosion. So later on it is. So immediately we are going to learn now the single displacement reaction, or simply we call it as displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. So displace. So what meaning for displace? So displace is, what do you mean by displacement? Displace means something. Displacing some object from its place. Simply we can tell the meaning, like if you displace, if you keep one of the object from one place to other place, removing the existing object, then it's called simply displace. So in this reaction, what happens? One element is displacing another element. That's all. One element is displacing another element from its compound. Understood? One element will displace another element. Displacement reaction. Like example. So we'll see definition first, then go for the example. So it is a type of reaction. It is a type of reaction in which highly reactive element displaces less reactive element from the compound. It's called displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. So this is the definition part of the single displacement reaction. So one of the elements will displace another element from a compound. See here, it's a type of reaction in which highly reactive element displaces less reactive element from the compound. So one compound will be there. From that compound, one of the element will be displaced. Understood? So you can give example, like in our textbook they have given example of iron, displacement of iron when it is placed in copper sulfate solution. For that, go through the Go through your textbook. Go through your textbook, page number, I will tell you, page number. So go to the page number 11. Page number 11, you can see the picture over there, displacement reaction. They have given a stand. So you don't have textbook, I think, some of you. So stand. This is a test tube. In this, so there you can see the blue color solution. Blue color solution, that is CuSO4. 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 Copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution is taken in a test tube and a nail. They have placed a iron nail over here. So we can just will place an iron nail. Iron nail, new iron nail. So color of the new iron nail is a gray color. So it will be gray color, silver color, like grayish color will be there. Iron. So a reaction happens. So this reaction happens. One of this displacement reaction. This example for displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. What happens? We'll see. So we'll write now the equation part now. See here, iron. Iron means Fe. Iron means Fe. Iron is taken in the test tube. We have taken iron in the test tube. The test tube containing copper sulfate. We have dipped the iron in the test tube containing copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution, CuSO4 solution. So here, iron is more reactive compared to copper. So how will you know that? There is a reactivity series or reactivity series. That reactivity series is necessary to write the reactions of displacement reaction. That you should remember. I will tell you some trick to remember the reactivity series. One coding is there. On that coding, you can easily identify which is highly reactive, which is more reactive. See, by knowing the reactions, by doing the reactions only, these all reactions have been done actually. So it is not that practically, without practical knowledge, they have done this all. No, they have proved it. So here, iron is more reactive. Iron is more reactive, so it displaces the less reactive compound from less reactive element from the compound. See definition. See, highly reactive element. Iron is highly reactive element displaces less reactive element. This is less reactive. Copper is less reactive compared to iron. So that's why this is called displacement reaction. Here, iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution or copper compound. This is a compound. Displaces less reactive element from the compound is called as displacement reaction. See here what happens in case of displace. So iron is displacing copper. In case of copper, iron comes Fe SO4. FeSO4 is formed. FeSO4 is formed. See here. FeSO4 is formed. Then what is remaining? Copper. Copper comes out. So what happens here? During this reaction, what happens? This reaction happens. Here iron nail displaces the copper. Copper from the copper. See, iron nail being a more reactive displaces the copper from copper sulfate solution. That's why what happens is after the reaction, the blue color changes to pale blue or greenish blue. The solution changes to pale green color, pale blue color, greenish color it changes. That confirms that there is a displacement reaction happened. Then, so I told you color of the gray, color of the iron was gray, that will turn into, that will turn into gray color to brown color. So brown color. It will turn to brown color. Remember, brown color why? Because copper is deposited. Copper, which is displaced from the copper sulfate solution, it will be deposited on this iron nail. Will be deposited on the iron nail. That's why it becomes brown color. You can see in this picture, page number 11 of your textbook. If you have textbook, otherwise if you have PDF notes, I think PDF books, I think. In this they have given over here. So I see iron nail taken out from the copper sulfate solution is brown in color because of displacement reaction. This reaction happens actually. Is it clear? There are some more examples given in your textbook. Go through that. So I will also give you some more examples. So potassium AlCl3 reacts with potassium Cl. Write this reaction. Complete the reaction. Complete the reaction. Complete the reaction. So potassium. Here see potassium. Potassium is highly reactive. I'll tell you the reactivity series. The potassium displaces the aluminum. What happened? So K plus 1, Cl minus 1. So that becomes KCl. KCl plus what is remaining? Chlorine is remaining here. Cl3. Can I write Cl3? Sorry, Al. So L3, can I write L3 or like what I should write over here? So somebody has written there Al3. Shreya, but Al3. It's wrong, my dear. We cannot write Al3 over there. We cannot write Al3. It's only Al because it's a monatomic. Al3 anta bariyala now. We cannot write Al3 because it's a monatomic. So this is the reaction happened. Balance the reaction. Balance this reaction. Balance the reaction. Okay. Nothing, no worry. I just told you. You have written, no? That's why I told you. Okay, it's okay. Okay, very good. Some of you already balanced the equation. Okay. So Cl, really Cl3, the chlorine is 3 atoms over here. So 3 you should write over here. So when I write your 3 over here, so what happened? Potassium became 3 over here, chlorine became 3. That's why potassium 3 should write over here. So now it is balanced. This is how to balance the chemical equation. Understood? Is it clear? Then one more example. Chlorine reacts with potassium iodide. Chlorine reacts with potassium iodide. So in case here, they have given a non-metal. So non-metal will displace the non-metal. Non-metal will displace non-metal. See here. This is highly reactive metal. Highly reactive metal. Reactive metal. Abhiram, it's your network problem, I think. Abhiram, it's your network problem, I think. Others can hear my voice. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible to everyone? Okay, yes, sir. Okay. Abhiram, it's your network problem, I think. Okay. Say chlorine. In this case, chlorine will displace iodine. Chlorine will displace iodine. What happens? Chlorine -1. So potassium, see here, it displaces iron. What happens here? So here what happens? Chlorine. Actually, chlorine displaces iodine and it bonds with the potassium. Potassium K+1, Cl -1. Chlorine. What happened? KCl. KCl. Write KCl over here plus write down iodine. Iodine is also diatomic. So I2. So balance this. So this in this case, non-metals also undergo displacement reaction. Non-metals also undergo displacement reaction. So some more example, many more examples we can give. Understood? So AgNO3, copper. AgNO3 reacts with copper. So both the reacts. So here it is not balanced. Balance it. So chlorine is 2 over here. Here it is 1. That's why I write 2 over here. So when I write 2 over here, when I multiply this compound with 2, so potassium becomes 2, chlorine becomes 2. That's why potassium 2 over here. When I write 2 over here, potassium become 2 and iodine become 2. Iodine already 2 over here. So the equation is already equation now it is balanced. So write down next one, that is copper reacting with AgNO3, silver nitrate. Copper reacting with silver nitrate. I hope everyone know to write the chemical equation, balancing of chemical equation. So however, from tomorrow you are going to come to the school. So we'll discuss once again whatever you have doubt, we'll discuss in the physical class. We'll discuss here, don't worry. So this what about this reaction? Wrote? Who has written this reaction? What is the valency of copper? Copper +2 you take, +2. +2. So who is this? Pranav Hegde. Your reaction is Pranav Hegde, your reaction is wrong, I think, no? This CuNO3. Must be typing mistake it is. CuNO3 twice. So this copper displaces Ag. ನೋಡಿ copper ಅಲ್ಲಿ Ag ನ displace ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Ag ನ displace ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Because highly reactive, very arrogant it is. So it's arrogant and arrogant will displace the silent fellow. Okay. CuNO3, copper valence is 2, that's why 2, then Ag is separate. So this is how the reaction happens. Is it balanced? So it is not balanced. You have to balance the equation. Balance down. Balance the equation. Balance the equation. So AgNO3 reacts with copper to form copper nitrate and Ag. See here. So here, if I take right hand side RHS, you can see oxygen is how much? Oxygen is 3 to the 6 oxygen. Oxygen is 6 over here. Here oxygen is only 3. So I will multiply by 2 over here. When you multiply by 2 over here, what happens actually? So see 2 3 is 6. Oxygen becomes 6. Oxygen becomes 6. So there already 6 it is there, and nitrogen becomes 2. So nitrogen already 2 is there because in the bracket, outside the bracket 2 is there. It refers to the nitrogen also and oxygen also. That's why nitrogen is balanced. So copper is 1, both side 1. Here, if I when I multiply by 2 for AgNO3, when I multiply AgNO3 with 2, Ag silver became 2, that's why I write 2 over here. So Ag becomes 2. Ag becomes 2. So this is the reaction. This is how to balance the equation. Is it clear? So reactivity series. So for that, there's a coding for that. That coding you remember. I'll tell you that coding. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. Share coding. You can remember this. Please stop calling me cute zebra. I like her calling but that. See, please, this please refers to potassium. Please refers to potassium. Stop refers to sodium. So calling refers to calcium. B refers to magnesium. A refers to aluminium. C refers to carbon. Then zinc refers to zinc. I refers to iron. Then L refers to lead. This refers to hydrogen. H refers to R refers to hydrogen. This copper, it refers to copper. Spot refers to silver. Sorry. Me. Sparticle. Mercury. Silver. Finally, gold. Say, if you see this, say this is more reactive. Potassium is more reactive and gold is very less reactive. So potassium compared to potassium, sodium is less reactive. Compared to sodium, calcium is less reactive. So reactivity decreases actually. Reactivity decreases. See, these are low reactive elements. These are low reactive elements. So lead is somewhat reactive. So from below hydrogen, all are low reactive. So these are highly reactive. These are highly reactive. These are medium reactive element. On this basis, we can just remember this here. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. I like her calling me a smart guy. Calling me smart guy. If you remember this, you can easily remember the reactivity series. If any metal is missing, I will tell you. Is it clear? By this, we can easily remember the reactivity series. So in your textbook also it is given, but it is not given in the first chapter. It is given in the metals and non-metals chapter. Metals and non-metals chapter. Tell you wait. If you have textbook, it will be good. So page number in metals and non-metals chapter, page number 45. So page number 45 in the metals and non-metals chapter, you can see over here, see that most reactive and least reactive. So these are more reactive, this is less reactive, this is still less reactive. Usually these are called as noble metals. See, no, yeah, these are see noble metals and silver, gold, noble metals and we call it as noble metals because they do not react with other elements. Low reactive element. Is it clear? Any doubt you have? Yeah, reply me children, I'm waiting. So meeting will end in 5 minutes. So again I will send you, we'll end the meeting and then start new meetings. Any doubt you have? No doubt, sir. Okay.